Here, if you're new, is a Tishri to Tishri and a Nisan to Nisan calendar and the Gregorian year in between. When you understand, Tishri to Tishri is a sowing and reaping year. You sow in the fall and you reap in spring through to the end of summer. Then you sow, then you reap. And every seventh year is, of course, the Sabbath land of rest. It just so happens that in this count, all the way back from Christ, from his birth, from his declaration of the Jubilee in 30 AD, all the way through, literally has us this year in 2025 at a new cycle of sevens. This is hugely important. And you want to know what makes it even more important? Is it just so happens that this one cycle and this second cycle, in the count all the way back from Christ, are the last two sevens of a 49-year count. That is insanity. That is so incredibly exciting that this final 49th year is precisely like Matthew 24 as it was in the days of Noah at the coming of the Lord, feet down on the Mount of Olives. That's awesome. That's so crazy. You see, we didn't make these counts up. The 14 years is revealed all throughout Scripture. We've been showing that since around October of 2017, showing it everywhere. And this is the first time in all history where the count from Christ to the end, from Israel coming into the land and the cycles of sevens to the end, to Jerusalem becoming the capital, to the end, all fall on the same years. Right together. We've never, ever, 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 ever seen this. Ever. And we won't see it again. There's no more option left for 70. And if this wasn't really it and we had to go one more year, there'd be no more 70. If this really was here and this wasn't the 70, we went more and more, well, then we'd be too late because now we'd be coming in year one and everything would start at year two. Wouldn't make sense. This is the first time. And remember John? John chapter 8 is the timing of the last 14 years. Right here. John chapter 8 is a Tishri to Tishri, but the events will take place somewhere in the year. And what do we know about it? Right in here. Right in here, which lines up to the end of 70 coming right here and the 50 days that come, that above 14 years that begins right here. There's your 50. There's your alignment to John. Tishri event that starts it all with the Revelation 12:1 to the woman then standing beside him, the stone's throw, and the 50 days beginning. It's awesome. It is so, so awesome.